皆さんおはようございます。Thank you for joining me. This is the article of the day for September 17th, 2025. 2025年9月17日の今日の記事でございます。We have a very simple title here today. So, ティファールの電気ケトル、火が出る危険があります。So, ティファール is a company. Tfal, T-F-T-F-A-L, ティファール。ティファールの電気ケトル。So, 電気ケトル is an electronic kettle. So, a home appliance or electric kettle. Electric, maybe electric. But anyways, it's a home appliance, right? That boils water. Then you can pour it for tea or whatever you need to. So, ティファールの電気ケトル。火が出る危険があります。So, 火が出る is for a fire to occur or happen. And 危険 is danger. So, 危険があります。There is a danger or a chance in a negative aspect. Sorry if you can hear that garbage truck. 火が出る危険があります。There is a chance or of a bad thing. There is a danger that a fire may occur for this electronic kettle. Okay, so here is our vocabulary from the article. We have 電気ケトル, an electronic kettle that you boil water in. 危険, danger. 電気, sorry, pitch accent was wrong on that. 電気 is electricity. お湯, hot water. 沸かす, to boil. So お湯を沸かす, to boil hot water. Then やかん. So this is like a traditional Japanese kettle. So they have the word ketoru. Normally the word ketoru refers to electronic ones, like appliances that you buy. Whereas yakan would be one you kind of put on your stovetop to boil water. So we have 電源コード, the power cord for appliances and electronics. 電源コード. And 使い方. So 使い方, method of use or how to use something. And 壊れる is for something to break. So this is an intransitive verb. Something が壊れる for something to break. 火が出る for a fire to start. Literally, the fire comes out, shows up, comes into existence. 火が出る. Okay, 煙 is smoke. And 剣 is a counter for cases, like cases of something happen, an occurrence of something. So in this article, there are cases of an accident happening or a fire starting. So it's a counter for case. So it's a 一件, one case, two cases. We have 輸入する is to import something. 無料 is for free. 無料. And then 取り替える, sorry, I'll move. 取り替える is to replace an object or a product. And then 連絡する is to contact someone. And that will take a ni particle. So if you're saying お母さんに連絡する, I will contact my mother. お母さんに連絡する.
電気でお湯を沸かすやかん、電気ケトルのニュースです。ティファールの電気ケトルは、電源コードの使い方で電源のプラグが壊れて火が出る危険があることが分かりました。去年4月から今年8月までに火や煙が出たことが16件ありました。輸入している会社は418万台を無料で新しいものと取り替えます。会社は取り替えることができるケトルをインターネットのウェブサイトでわかるようにしています。持っている人は連絡してほしいと言っています。
Okay, let's jump right into the article.
電気でお湯を沸かすやかん、電気ケトルのニュースです。
電気で using electricity お湯を沸かすお湯 hot water 沸かす to boil and then all modifying やかん so やかん is a kettle so a kettle for boiling water お湯を沸かすやかん using electricity 電気でお湯を沸かすやかん電気ケトルのニュースです。So, 電気ケトル an electronic kettle のニュースです。So, this is news about an electronic kettle or a kettle that we use to boil water using electricity.
ティファールの電気ケトルは、電源コードの使い方で、電源のプラグが壊れて、火が出る危険があることが分かりました。
Okay, ティファールの電気ケトルは So, ティファール Tefal is the company name. ティファールの電気ケトル The electronic kettle from Tefal は電源コードの使い方で So, this day is like by or by means of the how you use 使い方 So, you can use this 方 with pretty much any verb if you use the mastem of the verb and then 方 This is like how to verb. So this is the verb 使う with 方 So 電源コードの使い方で depending on how you use the power cord 電源コード電源のプラグが壊れて So the power plug が壊れて壊れる is to break 火が出る危険火が出る is a fire to start 危険がある There is a danger or a chance of a negative thing happening. So 危険 can be used for like chances of a bad thing happening. So 危険があることが分かりました So ことが分かりました It was understood or found that So it was found that for these electronic kettles from Tefal depending on how you used the power cord, probably depending on how it was bent or pushed together or something, that the power plug would break and a fire might occur.
去年4月から今年8月までに火や煙が出たことが16件ありました。
去年4月から so 去年 last year 4月 is April から so from April of last year 去年4月から今年8月まで今年 this year 8月 August and then まで until so from April of last year to August of this year 今年8月までに火や煙が出た so fire or smoke showed up or came out or existed or started 出たことが so a thing where this occurred or an occurrence of this が16件ありました so this is the counter for cases of something an occurrence so there were 16 cases where fire or smoke was coming out of the plug from April of last year to August of this year
輸入している会社は418万台を無料で新しいものと取り替えます。
Okay. 輸入している会社は、so 輸入している、importing, and then 会社 is the company, so the company that's importing these products は、it's our main topic, 418万台, so 418万. Let's see. So man is 10,000. So 80,000, 400 or 4,180,000. And then dai is units. So in this case, units of home appliances. So 418万台を無料で free of charge or for free 新しいもの new ones or new objects. So, こと is intangible things. もの is tangible things. So here, 新しいもの a new object that you can touch. と取り替えます。取り替える is to replace a product or something like that. So the company that is importing these products will replace them or will replace 4,180,000 of these units with new ones. 新しいものと取り替えます。And then they have 無料で so free of charge.
会社は取り替えることができるケトルをインターネットのウェブサイトでわかるようにしています。
Okay, so an important part of this sentence here is that last part, ようにしています. So ようにしています means someone is making something a certain way. So here we have 会社は the company is doing something so that something is the case. So they're making it so that わかるようにしています. So that you know something. And then 取り替えることができる. So able to replace ケトル. So 取り替えることができるケトルを kettles that can be replaced をインターネットのウェブサイトでわかるようにしています。They're making it so that you can understand or know which kettles can be replaced on, this de here is kind of like on a website on the internet. So that's kind of what the ようにしています is doing here. They're making it so that you can know which ones. So anytime you do an action so that something else happens, you can use ようにしています. All right, let me scroll down a bit so we can actually see this. Okay. And then we've got, はい、次ですね。
持っている人は連絡してほしいと言っています。
持っている人。So 持っている is to own or possess or to hold. This is in the ている form. So currently own, currently have. So 持っている人. People who have one of these kettles that can be replaced. は連絡してほしい. So the て form with 欲しい means that you want someone else to do an action. So they want these people to contact them. 連絡してほしいと言っています。と言っています。Right. Now, this is something that I'm going to touch on briefly here. This is a very important thing in Japanese. So, this wa here, you might think that the wa, 会社は, oh, sorry. Wow, that completely changed. Okay, sorry about that. Something happened on my computer. But this 持っている人は, you might think, oh, this is a wa. This is my subject of the sentence. They're going to be doing something. Not necessarily here. The と言っています is the company here. So the company is saying that they want the people who have one of these units. 持っている人は. Compared to people who don't have these units. They particularly want the people who own these units to contact them. 持っている人は連絡してほしいと言っています. So when you see a wa, or maybe even a ga, depending on this sentence, you always need to keep track of who is doing what. So here from the context, we can tell the company, which we brought up in the last sentence, is saying that they want people who own these to contact them. 連絡してほしいと言っています. So that is the article for today. Hopefully you don't have one of these TFOL units, and hopefully your house hasn't burned down yet. I always wish that for all of you. May your houses be fire-free. But, alright, that is it for today. So, ありがとうございました. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoy what you're seeing, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, and tell your friends. And I will plan on seeing you tomorrow. また明日.